Nice to see you too. My guests are four women on top, if you know what I mean. One is a great diva. She is Annie Lennox. Another is a magnificent actress. She's Dame Helen Mirren. And then there's the one who is a terrific laugh. She is Jo Brand. But first up, one of our great entertainers. She started her career in the 60s along with the Beatles. She was a star then, and 40 years on, she's still a star. Ladies and gentlemen, the everlasting Cilla Black. Slim as a reed, looking fabbo.
It's the stress.
Well,
stress.
from what you've been through recently, I mean, you've had a terrible time, haven't you? That burglary, that was awful.
Yeah, oh gosh, I mean, you really, when you come full on, you do come full on, don't you? Yeah, it was awful. I can't even think about the jewellery, that, you know, don't even worry about that. I was really very, very upset about, and angry about Jack.
Yeah,
I really
your
was.
son had a terrible time, didn't he? A rough time.
Well, it was awful because I was out of the country at the time. I was down in Portugal with Cliff for the weekend. Cliff had invited me down for the weekend to Portugal, of which I went there. And actually it was great because on the Saturday night, you know, he cracked open a bottle of champagne. Great. And he said, these fabulous glasses. He said, these antique glasses are great. They're so expensive. And I was drinking from this champagne glass, and he said, so expensive. I said, well, I hate to tell you, Cliff, but, you know, this glass I'm drinking from, it's got a dirty big crack down the side of it. And then he admitted they weren't that expensive after all. They were 43p each. And, yeah. So I said, oh, can I get some of these for my villa in Spain? And we went out on Sunday, and we were buying my glasses. I bought the glasses. I had the phone call on my sort of mobile phone from Robert, and I'll never forget it. You know, he said, it's devastating, Mum. He said, you know, there's been a break-in at the house at Denham, but Jack is all right. I said, what do you mean Jack's all right? And it was bad.
Yeah. I suppose, I mean, what would you have done? Now, you must have gone through a scenario if you'd have been there. Would you have had a go?
Yes.
Would you?
I know I would have had a go. There are 3 incidents that I know what I'm like. You know, you can take the girl out of Liverpool, but you cannot take the Liverpool out of the girl. That's true. It's totally true. And I can give you, you know, I can. I was in Spain with my lovely Bobby, and I was having satellite television put in, would you believe this, to pick up Gibraltar television. How sad is that?
Yeah.
And so we'd left the doors open, and the guys were coming in to check the picture, whether we could get a picture or whatever. And for some reason, I was probably cleaning out one of the bedrooms. And I saw this guy, and, you know, I was used to workmen. Not that I'm saying that all Spaniards look alike. But I thought he was one of the workers, and I smiled at him, like you do, hi. But I saw the look of horror on his face. And he would kill me for saying this, but he had one of those, you know, as Bobby would say, one of those puffy purses that you keep all your money in. And this guy had picked, this was a thief. He had a bucket in one hand and my Bobby's purse in the other. And I knew the only way out, I had to block him, and I did. And I went, oi! That's loud. So I terrified him, and he dropped Bobby's purse. He dropped the purse. Now, the natural reaction is, because it's all your money and your passport's in there, is to bend down and pick it up. Do not do this. Keep hold of the guy. Because, he got away. Yeah. He left the money, he got away. Yeah. So I know I am a have-a-go person.
But what about the sort of residue of it, though? I suppose one of the most terrible things about being burglarized is it kind of, you feel that the house has been defiled as well. I mean, do you feel like leaving it, selling up now?
No.
No.
No, I'm not going to let the buggers get the best of me. Absolutely not. No, because they've scored another goal, haven't they? No. But I actually didn't. I didn't sleep in my bedroom for 2 days. No. In fact, one of the most cleansing things that I did was I actually made a sign with welcome written on it. I left all the doors, I left all the windows open. I said, welcome, you've taken everything. If you want the food in my freezer, it's there. Take it. But nobody came.
Well, that'll be in the chapter, of course, in the book that you've written, What's It All About? And I suppose the first question to ask you is that somebody of your experience and your length of service, if you like, in entertainment, I'm saying you're a veteran, would have by now written at least 5 autobiographies. So why did you not do it in the first place?
Well, the thing is, actually, it was the perfect time, really. I've always kept a diary, for a start. Always, from a childhood, I've kept... But I never did life story things. I did kind of memory things, but often or not were very funny. And it was the 40th year this year. And then I tell you what brought it on. It was EMI. EMI said, it's your 40th year next year. Can we record a new album? I said, you are crazy. And I did. I went in and recorded a new album, which comes out next Monday. And that really, from there, I went on to think, well, I'll do the book. 40 years, something for the fans.
It's a nice, I mean, the early years are wonderful. It's a warm reminiscent of a time gone by, an age of innocence, really. I mean, you tell the story in the book about borrowing babies from people's prams when you're a child.
That's a very kind way of saying it, but no, I pinch babies.
You pinch babies. Instead of a dolly, you take a live child.
Absolutely, because, I mean, hey, it was an age of innocence.
Yes,
I was brought up in that community where there was a pram outside. You know, if you imagine Coronation Street, there was a pram outside every door. And I was brought up in a very Catholic area. I was brought up a very strict Catholic, actually, and there was always a baby in a pram. So I thought, and I only picked the best prams to pinch. But nobody could. They thought, oh, God, it's Cilla or it's so-and-so taking the baby for a walk.
Yeah.
You could not do that today.
No, of course you couldn't. And what, you mentioned again the sort of innocence of being brought up a Catholic. I mean, what about sex education? Where do you get yours from? I only dare ask you these questions.
If you're going to talk about sex, I'm going to talk about Big Bessie from Bradford. Now, don't start.
It's in the book.
Sex education.
Yes.
Well, there was none, really.
No.
And I actually just did mention my Catholic upbringing, and my mother gave me what was supposed to be, you know, a book about sex, but it taught me nothing. It just told me to make, you know, go to a confession once a week and take communion on a Sunday. And, you know, I mean, I got the hint from this that you actually could get pregnant by kissing.
Really? You believe that, did you?
Yes, I still do.
that does my next question, is when did you find out you didn't? But
well, actually, my very first kiss was fabulous, and...
How old were you?
14. And he was 14. And I was in an area in Liverpool that I shouldn't have been.
Why?
Well, because I was in the south end of Liverpool, which was a predominantly black area. But I loved the music.
Yeah.
All my life I've lived through music, basically.
Yeah.
And there was the Rialto Ballroom that played the best sounds there and had a dance there on Monday night. And me and my girlfriend went to this dance, and I remember having a snogging session. And I remember his name. I don't know his last name. But I had the best kiss from Delia. Delia? No, not in Smith.
And that was his name?
It was a guy. Delia.
What if he's watching now thinking, oh, that's that bird, is it? Yeah.
Probably.
But of course, music, of course, yes. I mean, that was a great starburst of music, pop music in the 60s. And you're part of it, the Beatles and Brian Epstein and yourself. Magical days, weren't they, when you look back at them. Again, I mean, just wonderful.
Stunning.
Couldn't happen again, yeah.
Absolutely.
It was interesting, actually, what Brian Epstein, who played a huge part in your career, what he said about you. You quoted in the book, he said, told the press, you described you as being an untutored girl from a lowly part of Liverpool in a working class family. I mean, you quote it affectionately, but it seemed kind of patronising when you read it on the page. I mean, he was a bit supercilious, wasn't he?
Well, no, I won't have a word said about Brian Epstein. You've got to remember the times have changed. You know, what is totally on PC today? I mean, I was quite proud of the fact that I had done this against all odds.
You should have been, but to sort of say that was I just thought rather strange. When I read it, it kind of came off the page at me, and I thought, well, that's it.
Mike, I was 19, I was dead thick, and he had the money.
but,
well, I
you see, it's only worth raising because it connects with something else that you've said in the past about yourself, about this feeling out of place.
Oh, certainly when I came to London, yeah, I did. Well,
but you said you still do as well at times. I mean, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, why would somebody like you be insecure, be that insecure, be that...
I'm totally secure here now. You have a fabulous audience out there. The red lights are on, and this is my world. I'm comfortable here.
Yes.
But take me out of this situation. And in those days when in London, I thought, London, it's so cosmopolitan. I wanted Scotty Road, I wanted my family, I wanted my friends. I had none of that down in London. I had none of that.
But what's interesting too about you, knowing you, is that the way that you and Bobby lived. Because I mean, there you are, the shoe star, and yet you lived like Joan Ethel Brown, didn't you? Well, you did. But I mean, Mr. and Mrs.
You're showing your age.
You didn't go show whizzing. You didn't go to first parties. I mean, Bobby didn't like going out, did he? I mean, he'd rather sit at home and watch telly or have a drink with you. And yet, then Bobby tragically dies, and your life turns upside down, and now you become that party animal, haven't you?
No, I was always that party animal.
Were you?
Yes, I always was.
He kept you indoors, did he?
Yes, he pulled the reins on me. No, I've always been this person.
Have you?
Yeah, well, you know me, Michael, because we've all been out together anyway. And I tell you what, the problem, to be honest about this, the problem that I had, and you know we've spent New Year's Eve together, all of us, and we were all couples. Now, Jimmy was the first one on the phone after Bobby died, and invited, well, I remember his 60th birthday well. And I took Ben with me, actually. And I could not stay. It was 40 minutes.
You feel...
Well, I looked round. They were all couples.
Yes.
They were all couples. And I thought... And actually, Bobby would have loved it because there was all his footballing heroes there.
Yes.
Ian St. John and Kenny Dalglish, yourself, everybody. And I thought, I have to get out. And I thought, I have to do something different. Because I couldn't stand going out... Because I'm not a couple anymore.
Yes, I understand that. And of course, you've got these friends around you.
I'm comfortable now, so why haven't you invited me to your house? Well, there you go.
I heard you berating a lady interview the other day who actually said that you've been kind of claimed by the gay mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a right, it was sort of, that was old fighting Scotty Road Cilla there, wasn't it? Yeah.
Not really. The only thing I objected to is new friends. They are not new friends.
No. They're also, I mean, the fact of the matter is that you can go out with them and there's no gossip, is there? I mean, you know, has Cilla got a new boyfriend and all that sort of stuff?
I know that goes on, doesn't it?
Do you think in the fullness of time, would you ever get married again?
Michael, don't be stupid. No, I don't think so. I'm just, you know what? I am still totally in love with Bobby.
Are you?
Yes. Yes, so I am not prepared to share my remote control with anybody.
OK, well, look, I mean, you've left blind date in spectacular fashion. I did like your style, girl, there.
Thank you, darling.
Yes, one out there say, by the way, I'm going to tell you all, nobody knows this. Create some panic, I'm finishing.
I was really worried about that. I really was.
What, just doing it publicly like that, you mean?
No, I thought that was the way to go. Because I didn't want to call a press conference and do it, because, you know, then they can give certain excuses why I did. You know what it's like, being in the media and being a journalist yourself. So I thought about it, but literally 6 months, and I did drop a lot of weight, and I hadn't made up my mind, and it was very carefully planned, because I said to Robert and my dear daughter-in-law, Fiona, if I was going to make this announcement, I have to do it in the first 10 minutes of the show. If I don't do it in the first 10 minutes, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And literally, I hadn't made up my mind until I heard the opening bars of the music. Da-da, da-da. I went, I turned round to my producer. I may go off on a tangent here, but don't worry, I'll come back.
Some tangent.
Yes.
Like I'm finishing.
That's what I did.
Yeah. And no regrets at all?
No, it was right.
Time to finish it.
Yes,
Time
it was
to part.
18 years.
Yeah, sure. I know. But it doesn't mean to say you retired, does it? Doesn't mean to say that...
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know what? Hey, retire.
And anybody who's ever done any entertaining at all would understand you perfectly that this is where you are. This is where you're happy.
This is my stage.
You
I
enjoy
love it.
Okay.
In fact, what are you doing here? This is my stage.
You'll be a terrible talk show host because you talk too much.
I know. I do. And I love it.
Cilla Black, thank you very much
Thank
indeed.
you,
Cilla
Mike.
Black. Still to come, Joe Brand and Dame Helen Mirren. Music now from one of the truly great voices in popular music. A song from the album Diva that marked her debut as a solo artist. Here singing Little Bird. Big welcome, please, Annie Lennox. And more from Annie later on with a song from her new album. Now, it's a tough life for a woman doing stand-up comedy, and my next guest is tough, all right. She battered her way to stardom in outrageous confrontational style. Now she seems more subtle in her approach and could be in great danger of becoming a cuddly national treasure. Welcome, please, Joe Brand. Mellow, cuddly
Mellow.
national treasure.
Oh, bollocks. Sorry.
Well, it's true. I mean, there you are. I mean, mainstream you are now. I mean, beloved by the audience.
That one bloke went, woo! And that's my dad, and he's on drugs. So, there you go.
Older and wiser, you see. That's what you are.
Do you think so?
I don't know. It's a good question. Is it? Are you?
I'm certainly older.
You are.
I don't know about wiser. I'm quite looking forward to old age, I have to say.
Are you? Oh, that's
yes,
good.
I am,
Because there's
really.
nothing you can do to stop it, is there?
No, absolutely. Well, I could have some surgery. Obviously, it'd be a great area to cover, and it would cost me an awful lot of money, so I probably won't do that. But I've decided that when I'm old, I'm not going to take it lying down. No. And,
Oh, I would, Joe.
Would you think so?
The lying down bit, I would, yes.
I fancy standing up behind the shed.
What about the, I mean, the thing about growing older, I mean, and changing perhaps as we all do as we get older. What about marriage itself? Because you're married now and I've got 2 children. Is marriage agreeing with you?
Yes, very much so. Had to pay him a lot of money. No, well, I'm sure a lot of people, you know, think a lot of people for a very long time thought I was a lesbian. The press kept going on and on about it to the extent that I thought I was as well. And obviously no one was more surprised than me when I got married. I thought, what am I doing marrying a man? It's madness. But
that thing about the names, the abuse that you took was an interesting point about your career. And I suppose any woman who does stand-up comedy, such as you did, very confrontational, where you sort of had to go at men as well.
No.
Who did? That you would, in fact...
Not you, though.
Not me, no.
I never included you in my act. I just fantasised about you every night.
Didn't you?
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, he's blushing now.
No,
You've gone out and
I'm
you've
just going to
got
let this
2 more
madness
women to come on.
pass. So let this madness pass. Then we'll
After a couple
return
of
to
bottles
this.
of stout, you look very attractive.
Sit out.
Stout, I know.
But you did take some abuse, didn't you? I mean, and I suppose it's that business about it being much more difficult for a woman to be a stand-up comic. I mean, that is true, isn't it? I mean, it's not a myth. It's...
I suppose it is, yeah. I mean, I think probably that I don't know whether women are more sensitive or they find it harder to take, but You know, the other thing is that women get abused on the basis of how they look, and men tend to get abused on the basis of what they're actually saying. So, you know, as a woman, it's quite hard to take kind of constant abuse about how you look. I mean, with me, I didn't particularly care, because obviously it wasn't a surprise to me when I came on and someone would go, "You're fat," and I would go, "You're joking." I never knew. I shall go home and go on a diet immediately. Thank you. But it's hard to take when you're constantly being bombarded with it. Yeah.
Well, have you always been fat? You've been a large person. What's wrong with that? It's a good question. Did you mind that? Do you think that's a proper question to ask?
No, I thought it was outrageous.
So did Claire.
No, I didn't mind it at all, actually, to be honest. I didn't mind.
do.
He's not nearly as much of a psychopath as Trinny and Susanna.
But the answer is that you were once a slim child. When you were
I was a slim child. Yes. Well, not slimish.
Slimish.
It all went wrong for me when I went on the pill, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I
put on 3 stone in 6 months, which is a bit disappointing, because you go on the pill to have sex and you're so fat, no one fancies you anymore. It was the worst nightmare. It was, yeah.
Terrible. What about Trinny and Susanna? I mean, they are ghastly, aren't they? I mean, but didn't it make a difference to the way that you regard yourself? What Trinny and... I mean, I didn't mean to say they were ghastly in that sense. I meant to say that the actual concept of doing a makeover on a person, I think, is rather sort of...
patronising.
Yes,
I do as well,
I do.
Really. I mean, I found it quite interesting what they thought I would look good in.
Yes.
Because they dressed me up quite smart, you know. And I'm not a smart sort of person. I just can't carry off smart. I mean, if I wore a white suit out, I mean, within seconds it would have sick down it, a bogey on the elbow. You know what I mean? A curry would fly out of nowhere and hit one of my bosoms. Because that's just the way I am. Some women can do it. They can carry off smart, but I just can't. So I felt like some sort of stately galleon kind of sailing up that red carpet. I thought it looked like Anne Widdecombe's less attractive twin sister. You know.
But why would anybody subject themselves to that kind of treatment? I mean, why?
Well, it was a lot easier than the late show at the Comedy Store on a Friday night. No, it was, though. And the outfit's free. You get given that at the end. And I wanted something for me mum. So, because they do tend to dress you rather old, you know. I knew I looked crap, because I phoned my mum up and went, "How did I look?" And she went, "You look lovely."
Actually, you did. You look fabulous.
Oh, I didn't.
I mean, the bra,
I've got it on, the bra. I have. Can't you tell? I'm blinding.
I don't look at women's boobs.
Well, I know, but they're so bloody obvious. I could balance a tray on them with this tray. No, honestly, I've never seen anything like it. I didn't know I had them. And I've been blinding 14-year-old boys since I've had them. I was blinding cats with short legs. I know, it's brilliant.
What about the other thing that brought you before the great British public recently, and that was the comic relief that you did?
Fame Academy.
Fame Academy.
What happened with... I wouldn't normally have done something like Fame Academy. I would have been too embarrassed, but Richard Curtis kept asking me for years to do like a big thing for comic relief. And for the last few comic reliefs, he said to me, "Would you go to Africa?" And I said, "I don't really feel I can, because I think it's rather mean, someone my size getting off the plane in Africa going, 'Hi! How you all doing?' You know." But I really thought that would be... Oh, you're all a bit peckish, you know. Leave me to my dinner, sort of thing. So I just felt that would be tasteless, really. Send Kylie Minogue or someone little. So when he asked me would I do something in England, I did want to do kind of a big thing for them, because I do think it's quite important to do. You get slagged off for doing that because people say you're just doing it to further your own career, blah-de, blah-de, blah.
No,
Well, obviously, there's kind of an element of that in it, I suppose. But, you know, I was glad that I could do it, really. And it was such good fun. I mean, to me, the whole point of it is it's comic relief. So you've just got to have a laugh, really.
Yes, yes. Now, what about, let's go back to this domestic scene, because we didn't explore that properly, the marriage and the children and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I mean, are you a domestic goddess?
Of course.
You are.
Well, I'm getting on a bit now, so obviously I'm woken up in the morning by a nurse who changes me, and then then I get up and change the children. And I mean, I'm sure people would like to think, you know, that I get into my S&M gear and I spend the day with my foot on my husband's head as he grovels round trying to please me in any way he can. And it is like that, actually.
It is like that.
It is like that.
I thought that. I suspected that for some time, actually.
And at 10 o'clock every day, I get the girls dressed up in dungarees and Dr. Martens, and I shave their heads. And I make them walk around the garden chanting, "We hate men, rip their testicles off." So, well, of course I don't, but I think that's what people think.
Boot camp, yeah, exactly.
Boot camp, exactly.
But I mean, you once said that famously said that you like men as a concept.
Yes.
And I wondered that as a concept.
I do like men as a concept.
But I wonder if that changed when you had children. You must have seen they had a purpose beyond a concept.
Oh, what? Sperm providers? Well, no, not really, 'cause you go and buy that on the internet now, can't you?
It wouldn't be much fun, would it?
Oh, I don't know. Turkey baster might be a laugh. Well, that's what people think anyway. They look at me and go, "Oh, that's that Les off Channel 4. She's obviously done it with a turkey baster." I'm sure they do.
They do.
Either that, or they think, "I bet she got a gay friend of hers to get really pissed and close his eyes." Sorry, this won't be in, don't worry.
It certainly will. Every single word of it will be in. I'm played back. But you're embarrassed.
No.
And your poor husband.
My poor husband.
Sitting there at home.
But look at turkey baster.
What does he think
Absolutely.
about it? Yeah. What must he think about it?
He's lovely, my husband.
But I mean,
he's very happy about it.
I'm sure he is too, and I'm sure he's a very nice man to be married to a nice person like you, and to have a happy family and all that stuff.
Isn't he nice?
I am nice, aren't I? I'm trying very hard to get back in your favour, actually. And I might
You are in my
Oh, good,
favour.
excellent, excellent. Now, what about yourself? Because it is an interesting stage in your career. There is a development, there's a moving on, a sense of moving on. Where do you see yourself going? I mean, do you want to be an actress, for instance?
No.
No?
No.
Can't you do that?
No.
Lots of...
can't.
Lots of comedians are very good actors.
I know. I don't number amongst them, sadly. I did actually once go for a job in a Linda LaPlante series.
Oh, haven't
Linda
heard of
LaPlante, that's
Francis.
Linda the Plant in English.
Linda's a very good friend of mine.
I love her. She doesn't mind me saying that. I asked her. No, I've met her a few times.
Okay.
She's lovely. I'm not taking the piss, Cilla.
All right.
I'm not. Anyway. Did I just put my elbow? Yeah, I think I'm so inelegant. I just put my elbow in your drink.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's water,
Honestly,
it's okay.
I can't go anywhere and behave myself. You know, I was really tempted to throw myself down your stairs tonight. Because I've never seen anyone fall down them. And it would be, I know, but knowing my luck, I would kill myself. Still, it'd make great telly. But fat lesbian dies on Parkinson.
You're talking about acting, Linda LaPlante.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Linda
Well,
LaPlante.
she wrote a series called Comics,
Yes.
right, and based one of the roles on me. And I went along to audition for it, and I was so bad, I didn't even get a part playing. That is really
That is
bad.
sad, that's
isn't it?
awful.
That's terrible,
That is
isn't
sad,
it?
that
I
is
know.
sad. So what's coming up immediately? You've got a one-woman show, haven't you? You've got a bit of
Well,
stand-up?
yes, I've got a one-off kind of gig at the Adelphi Theatre tomorrow, Sunday, and that's being filmed for video and DVD. So I'm doing that, and I've also written a novel, so I should be getting stuck into trying to get people to buy that soon as well.
Good.
And apart from that, I should be at home baking, naked, with just a couple of little, I think possibly kind of icing Thomas the Tank Engines on my nipples, because my daughter loves Thomas the Tank Engine.
Would you have done Calendar Girls if you were asked?
I would, but I rang them and they said there's not a barn big enough to cover your tip. They were lovely, weren't they?
Yeah.
I did actually, they wrote to me very early on, yeah, and I did do some sort of stuff on a show for them, some jokes about them. So, yeah, fantastic.
Okay, well, we'll continue this conversation with Helen Mirren when she arrives. But in the meantime, Joe Brown, thank you very much indeed. Joe Brown.
Thank you.
More music now. Annie Lennox has a new album out called Bear. The single from the album is called Wonderful, which sums up Annie Lennox.
I wanna have you, 'cause you're all I've got. Don't wanna lose you, 'cause it means a lot. All the joy this world can bring doesn't give me anything when you're not here. Idiot me, stupid fool. How could you be so uncool to fall in love with someone who doesn't really care for you? It's so obscure, yeah. But I feel wonderful, wonderful. Yes, I feel. Don't you know I feel wonderful? Come on, God, it makes me feel so blue. Every time I think about you, all of the heat of my desire, smoking like some crazy fire. Come on, dear, look at me when I stand here. Can't you see my heart burning in my head? Do you want me? Do you not? Does it feel cold, baby? Does it feel hot? I wanna hold you and be so held back. Don't wanna need you, but it's where I'm at. Thinking about you every day. How come I was made that way? It's so serene. But I feel wonderful.
Now, my final guest tonight is an actress of great talent and range, one of the very best. Her latest film is a total joy. It's called Calendar Girls. It's based upon the true story of the Women's Institute members who posed nude and made a fortune for charity. Ladies and gentlemen, Helen Mirren. Right. So, I enjoyed the film immensely, and I doubt that anybody who went to see it in the right frame of mind would not enjoy it. It's a really good, feel-good movie.
It's funny, too. And it's a real story, which is the best thing of all.
It is funny, and it's sad, and it's about real people, and it's about something extraordinary that they did, which makes it
yes, and the best thing of all is that they didn't realise while they were doing it what an amazing thing they were doing, and it was only sort of as the whole thing started taking off that they sort of realised the enormity of what they'd sort of launched. And I think to this day they still don't quite believe it.
Do they not?
They're enjoying it and you know, having just a great time with it. So, you know, the story goes on. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, the musical is next.
On Ice
The Girls Part 2.
Did you meet the person who you play?
Oh, yes, of course, absolutely.
Do you do it as research?
Not before,
no.
but I met her afterwards.
Yes.
I didn't want to sort of do an impersonation. That wasn't sort of the story, you know, and that wasn't the name of the game, really. But absolutely, they were there all the time. And I mean, you know, these women come out of those little towns that you know so well up in the Yorkshire Dales, tiny little villages, you know, of 3 or 4 houses. And out of these little houses come these enormous characters, these incredible women. You know, the one thing I learned watching them was that you cannot be too loud or too, you know, have too much fun making this. Yes. Whenever, you know, we were all together, the loudest people on the set, the ones where all the screams of laughter were coming from, were from the Yorkshire women. Yes. But we had a great time doing it as well.
Did you, when you were first approached, I mean, did you immediately want to do it, or did you?
I didn't really, I have to say. I mean, I was stupid. I didn't really understand how great it was. I thought it was all a bit sort of middle class, middle England, middle-aged, all sort of middly. And I kind of resisted it, but you know, I was dragged screaming and kicking to the table. But I often am. My first reaction is always to say no. I don't know why.
Is it?
I don't know. It's probably fear as much as
it's strange, isn't it? That I mean, it's calendars about these women posing nude for a calendar. Yet it's not about that at all, is it? What comes across is their personality. What comes across is their bravery.
I mean, as my character says, flesh sells, you know, and all they wanted to do was to raise a small amount of money to buy a sofa, literally to buy a sofa for the the hospital,
right.
for the waiting room.
That's right.
And they've raised about £1 million so far. As I say, I think we'll have that in the leather, please. Absolutely.
But I mean, I think it was an amazing thing to do because it was women of a certain age that did it, you know, and women of that age are A, not considered sexual beings, and they tend to be pretty invisible, you know. So I think for a group of women to do that was incredibly brave because they really kind of ran the risk of just ending up kind of looking ridiculous and being, you know.
Yeah, well, what they did brilliantly was that they were funny about it.
Exactly.
You know, the calendar is so kind of witty. It's sort of you know, it's kind of self-knowing. The whole thing of the Women's Institute, you know, they handle just with great beauty, but also with great wit, and that's been their genius all along. And it's great because when we go around promoting the film, the people who get by far the greatest applause, and I'm sure if they walked on the stage here now, you know, they'd have a standing ovation, and everywhere we go, that's what happens.
Well, let's be reminded of the film, and it's a sequence where the first woman has drawn the short straw, Cilla, and she's to be the first one to be photographed nude.
And she was in real life.
She was in real life. So let's have a nice scene. Let's have a look at this.
Can you just clear frame for me?
Okay, yeah. Sorry, Drew.
Okay, Celia. Just lean into our camera a little bit.
Right. No?
Perfect. Okay, ready.
Okay.
Lawrence?
We're going to need considerably bigger buns.
You know, I mean, apart from the pleasure of the story, one of the great treats in making this film was that we all got to work with women, because mostly, as an actress, you know, I mean, I've never worked on any play or film or anything that's been mostly women. I mean, my normal working career has always been on a set or in a play or something that's sort of 75% men and maybe a couple of women in it. So that was an incredible pleasure to work with.
Was it
people
more
like
fun?
Cilla. Oh, immeasurably more fun.
Was it?
Oh,
Why, do you think?
Absolutely, it was fantastic. Well, you know, because you can have a laugh, you know, and you can have a laugh with people who laugh at the same things as you laugh about,
yes.
you know, instead of sort of trying you're on the outside of all the blokes having a laugh about something, you know, you're right in there, and you know, we just, and I think also because we're all women of a certain age, as they say. I hate that phrase, a certain age.
Yes.
Means
You
we're
look
old.
fabulous. You look great. And you're
Yeah,
all
but-
out front. It's fabulous.
Don't let's talk about that, Celia.
It's that don't bend forward. You're turning them on.
Oh, Michael. I mean, I have to say, he's very brave tonight. I mean, to
He
have
is,
us
isn't
three
he,
on,
darling?
and
Are you
our
scared?
history together.
Are you scared?
I'm not scared at all.
You
no.
are. You're terrified.
Yeah,
No.
excellent.
I mean, I enjoy the company of women. I like talking to women.
Do you?
I do. Yes.
Good.
I think.
But you enjoy the company of men too, don't you?
I do.
You like
but,
talking about
but
cricket
if I,
and beer and
well,
things like that.
well, yes, but you know, I like talking about makeup as well. But no. I mean, if I do an after-dinner speech, I won't do it to all chaps.
You won't?
No.
Oh, really?
Because that demands a certain kind of speech which I don't want to give.
Yeah,
and women
right.
have this
I know.
tempering
Yes.
in an audience.
Well,
They
women
actually
can be-
make people more civilized.
Women can be really, really wonderful with each other, and also they can be terrible,
Well,
monstrous.
I've observed that too.
Yes, they can be really scary. But this particular group of women were really great, and we were very supportive to each other.
Well, what were your fellow actresses like at a certain age, as you said, who for the first time will be asked to take their kit off? I mean, what?
It was very scary for a lot of them. I mean, I was a bit the cheerleader, obviously, because I've done it so many times before, as we all know. And I was sort of, you know, the weird thing is it gets easier as you get older. And and that sort of has rather taken me by surprise. And I think it's because you just let go of, you don't feel like you're a sexual object anymore. And you...
I never felt that. I'm only doing that to wind you up because you're being like my mum. You're going, I know I'm really gorgeous, really.
It's beautiful. It's fabulous.
Anyway, so...
Yes, but
So,
you
but
can't
it-
say you don't feel like a sexual being anymore, Helen.
No,
honestly.
not a sexual being. I am a sexual being, but as you are, we all are, but not a sexual
We're all dead
object.
sexy.
But
But a sexual
Are we,
object,
Michael?
object
Are
is
we?
a different
You're
thing.
all
As
are.
a trio.
Absolutely.
Yes, we all are.
You all
So
are.
be afraid,
It's-
Michael. Be very afraid.
But
So anyway,
in Helen's case, I mean, it's something that you've had all your life. I mean, you know the effect you have on men, and always have had.
No,
Yes,
let's
you-
not even go there. Let's
Well-
not talk about that.
Well,
But,
You just said that you're not sex. You are. I mean, you're very
no,
attractive.
a sexual
You've never said
object.
that
Well,
to me, Mike.
It's
but that's what men.
different.
That's some
You
men.
know, young girls are, and that's the awful thing about being a young girl, is that you are that kind of, you draw attention in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable and embarrassed, and often it's kind of insulting. It's not actually flattering at all. And that whole thing of, you know, walking past the, and even, you know, if they're talking about the size of your tits or the size of your ass or your horrible legs, or, you know, you are being looked at in that way. And that goes, and thank God it goes. It's great when it goes. So I'm just talking about that. I'm not, you know, I'm not saying whether we're attractive or not, or,
Yes,
you know, sexual
yes,
beings or
yes,
not, but it's
yes.
that objectifying
Yeah.
thing that's kind of
Yeah.
irritating.
But when you see the script and it says here you take your clothes off, what do you think? Oh Christ, here we go again. Or do you have that thing they say? Well, I will only take it off if it fits the story.
I've never really said that,
No.
really. So how much? All right. No. Yeah, I mean, I just did a thing called The Roman Spring of Mrs. Stone, which is about a sexual relationship. So
With a younger boy, isn't it?
with
That's
a gorgeous younger boy.
Really?
Wow.
Lucky me. Oliver Martinez, yes.
Is this thing about younger men, is it something that you all agree about? Is it you
Absolutely.
fantasise about younger men?
I like the old ones, they can't run very
I think with the chances. But what about marriage again? Because you said at one point, I mean, when you were going through one phase in your life that you weren't going to get married and all that.
I never wanted to get married. I was
That's
never
right. And then you would live with.
Appealed to me. I always said it's like turnips. I just don't like them. You know, it's not a moral choice. It's not a philosophical choice. It's just not for me.
Right.
But
then.
Yeah, but then.
Now you're married.
Now I am married. Yes. I mean, I got married after being with my now husband for 20 years. I think we were together before we actually got married. So I thought by then maybe I was. And I thought, well, I did get married, and I absolutely love being married to my husband. And I love saying my husband, which has completely taken me by surprise. Because I always thought that would fill me with horror, the thought of saying my husband. But I love it.
You do.
I love it.
And it's made a difference, has it, to the relationship? I mean,
No, not
at
the
all.
relationship. No, that would be a bit dodgy, I think, if that was the case.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. You know, it's family, isn't it? Your family around you. You know, his sons, my family. You know, it made the family more of a family unit. We got married for lots of different reasons.
What's your husband feel like being now married to a Dane?
Well, he's American. So
I
he
know,
loves
they
it.
don't understand it. Really.
Well, he very much. No, I'm not saying he very much wanted me to do it, but he encouraged me. He said yes. I think he thought that he would be called Sir, but of course he's not.
Did you have any sort of second thoughts yourself when you were offered the honour?
I thought about it for a week, yes, and asked various people's opinions. You know, I hope it's changing. It must have, because if it's Sir Mick Jagger, it's got to have completely changed, hasn't it? I mean, we're not like it was 20 years ago. It still smacked a little bit of sort of fuddy-duddy, oldie-worldy, and I don't much like that. You Dame of the British Empire is what you
That's
are.
right.
I mean,
well,
what British Empire?
That's what it's all about, yes.
We ain't got one anymore.
I haven't got that anymore. I don't
But
really
isn't
do
there
the
a
whole
sense
thing.
in any event? I mean, there'd be a couple of conflicts we haven't got time to go into, but I mean, if you look at your background, I mean, your father, your antecedents, your dad was a member of the Communist Party. You yourself,
in his youth,
you
yes.
yourself in your youth were flirted with the left wing, and probably now
Flirted
I
with
would
the
guess.
left wing. Did you
I would guess the Socialist
Just
Workers
about what I
Party.
did do,
Exactly
actually.
right. So that will be one conflict, but the other conflict too, I would imagine, would be that actors, I believe, are raffish people.
Raffish, rogues and vagabonds.
Yeah, despicable race.
Yeah, despicable race.
That's what they describe.
Yeah, well, yeah, someone described it.
That's right.
So, yes, but they can be very political as well, and,
Sure.
and frightfully serious.
Anyway,
I
I'm
mean,
delighted for it.
but,
I really am, and it's well deserved.
I'm beginning to get used. Not you. I'll never get used to it.
You are.
but
I
it's a
mean,
bit
you've
weird.
got it because you're very good at what you do. That's the point, and that's the accolade, and that's how you should take it.
I do take it absolutely
Then
that
I'm
way, and
sure
I'm
you
very
do.
proud of it in that
Well, then,
sense.
so you should be,
immensely,
and so
yeah.
you should be.
I am.
And I'm lecturing you now. And finally, what about Prime Suspect? Because again, I mean, this had an important part in your career. It took you to America. It gave you extraordinary international acclaim. You said you were not going to do it ever again, and you've in fact just done another one, haven't you, Lee?
Yes, you see, we can't be trusted, can we?
Well, that's very good news, because it's a magnificent...
I never actually said I'd never do it again. I said I won't do it again
All right.
for now.
All right.
I always left the door a little bit open,
But I mean, what is it about that part that is not only done, you know, that you love, obviously, but the audience love? What is it, do you think, about Jane Tennyson that is actually, that it has that universal appeal?
Why the public like it? I don't know. I haven't worked that one out.
Why you like it?
I like it because it's a stonking great leading role, and it's all about me. And, you know, you don't get that often as a woman, actually.
No.
So, you know, you're very grateful when it comes along.
Yes.
And I am very grateful for it, and I give it my all. I really do. I give it as much energy and attention and everything that I can.
What about, I mean, your career just keeps on and on, thank God. You're now doing
Thank God for
Eugene
me.
O'Neill.
Yes, I am at the
Yeah.
National Theatre as a
Long
starting
day's journey.
rehearsal.
No,
so-
morning becomes Electra.
Morning becomes
That's
Electra,
right.
although
That's right.
it's going to be a long night's journey, I tell you.
It's 5 hours long.
4.5.
4.5.
But of unremitting gloom and doom and passion and incest and murder
sounds
and
great to me,
revenge,
eh?
and it's fantastic.
Wonderful. That
Yeah.
will do me fine. And what else? You've got a couple of films. You've got the Roma Spring and Mrs. Stone coming out.
Yeah, well,
And
that's
what
been
else?
out in America. I did a film with Robert Redford
Ah.
recently called The Clearing. So it wasn't a big Hollywoody type movie, though. It was a sort of small, low-budget film.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's ever going to come out, but I did it.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks again for being my guest tonight, and thank you also
Thank you
for
for
that.
being brave, Michael.
Oh, you think? Do you still
Yeah,
believe that? Do you?
definitely.
What are you laughing at? Like, you should be-
Because you're quivering. You are quivering.
I'm not quivering.
And you're drooling.
I'm not.
You are drooling. And she's
Steady
leaning.
as a rock.
Helen Mirren, thank you very much indeed. Helen Mirren. My thanks to Helen Mirren, Joe Brand, Cilla Black and Annie Lennox. Next week, my guests are Stephen Fry, Ronnie Ancona, Ewan McGregor and Dido. So from all of us here, a very good night. Good night.
Famous names shine on like stars that they are. Choose another icon's story in profile on iPlayer now.